burning question that everybody has on my DM or my comments. Like how do we find an SINP job? How difficult is it? How do we trust the employers? So many questions. How is it different as compared to before? And you were working part time with Superstore. Okay, what happened after that? Like after you finished your course, how did you get into a SINP job all of a sudden after your course, or like how did it happen? I also used to tell my colleagues who used to work with me before that some of them they feel that okay, they shouldn't question their employer, but I would definitely say that you should question your employer. You should get clarity about your file, because the only person who will question and get answer is yourself. You can't expect them to come and tell you, okay Malini, so and so, I have applied for you, this is going to come on so and so date. That's not going to happen.
Could you play that song for me? It's my favorite song.
Hello everyone, welcome to Mars Vlogs. So this is our second video. I have the same person, Mr. X, with me. So those who haven't watched the previous video, we recorded a video mainly on his student life and how his journey has been in University of Regina and his experience coming as a small boy after completing his 12th standard and now maturing into a man. Okay, so not about his personal life journey, but his overall journey in Regina. So if you haven't watched that, please go back and watch it. And so today or right now, we are going to talk about his SINP journey, the burning question that everybody has on my DM or my comments. Like how do we find an SINP job? How difficult is it? How do we trust the employers? So many questions. How is it different as compared to before? So I've got the right person with me. I used to work in a company wherein I got my nomination through that company, but he's going to talk about some of the experiences that I haven't faced. So that's the reason why I wanted to talk to him about it. So welcome again.
Thanks.
So, okay, you finished your course in University of Regina,
Yeah.
and you were working part time with Superstore.
Yeah.
Okay, what happened after that? Like after you finished your course, how did you get into a SINP job all of a sudden after your course, or like how did it happen?
Okay, so first of all,
Louder.
the day the day I completed my study, I was just waiting for my what's it, letter and all, like graduation and all. Between that time, I was just continuously applying for any full-time job because they never write it on the post or anything like that we will help in SINP.
SINP.
So I was applying for it. So first of all, I got a job in a hotel where they promised they will help me out. And I worked there for 1 month.
Okay, how was it?
It was good, but thing was all of a sudden they changed my position, and I was not happy about it, and I had a little doubt about it, so I quit that job.
Okay, to be clear, we are talking about 2021. Yeah, this is in 2021 after
2021 mid.
mid. So that's after he finished his course. So things are not the same now, but I'm just going to ask him to share his experience so that we know exactly what went wrong there, how you should be careful about it. Okay, continue.
Okay, so I had a little doubt about it, so I quit that job, and I found another job where I worked for 4 months, and that guy was also same situation. For
What industry was it?
Trucking.
Okay.
So first 3 months, that guy was saying, "Hey, I'll apply your file soon. I'll apply your file soon." So I didn't meant to him to apply on the very next day after 3 months. I want him to give me an exact date when he will apply. So so he was. I was doing all of his work, whatever he asked, what was the requirement. I fulfilled all the things, but same thing. I was getting some intuitions that it
It
not
might go wrong.
Yeah, it might go wrong.
What role was it? What was your designation there?
I was basically, he was training me for everything, and mainly it was the safety part, but he was training me in everything, so accounting and all. So he want me to see where I can fit the best, and then he will hire someone else for other role. Yeah, he was training me for everything, but like I said, it was already 4 months. So I was asking him, hey, give me any valid date or timing when you will apply my file or what's gonna happen. Because if you are a new being in person in this field,
Yeah.
so you need to ask your employer. You need to have those guts to ask him, hey, when you gonna apply. Basically, he will give you a reason, or he will say no. Whatever the reason is, you will get a solution. But
Okay.
if you will not ask and you will just stay low, thinking,
It'll happen, yeah.
let the things happen. That way, it's not gonna happen.
So I also used to tell my colleagues who used to work with me before that some of them they feel that okay they shouldn't question their employer, but I would definitely say that you should question your employer. You should get clarity about your file, because the only person who will question and get answer is yourself. You can't expect them to come and tell you, okay Malini, so and so, I have applied for you, this is going to come on so and so day. That's not going to happen. Hello everyone, I just wanted to take a couple of minutes out of this video to actually explain about an exciting partnership I have with Amster Group. So you would have heard about the Canadian government having a multi-year immigration program that's been happening, where they're trying to drastically reduce the number of immigrants coming into Canada. So what does that mean? That they are not going to allow every person to come into Canada who wants to come to Canada, which used to be the case in the last 4 or 5 years. Even it was easier for me to come into Canada at the age of 37, mainly because of the leniency which was there in the Canadian immigration system. But what is happening now, they're stopping a lot of programs, whether it be provincial programs, whether it be federal programs. There's so many changes that's happening. And when an aspirant like you who wants to come to Canada is looking for options, it becomes quite confusing, because you might be checking a program since last 6 months and all of a sudden they've closed down the program. So it's quite confusing to keep up with the Canadian immigration system at this point, and that's exactly where Amster Group comes into play. So they are an IRCC accredited agency, and they help their customers to actually find the right pathway to come into Canada. So I would highly suggest having an agent, because I tried doing my application by myself. It took forever and it was quite confusing. So if you are a person who is still motivated to come to Canada after all the changes that's been happening and after all the peer pressure back home saying that don't go to Canada, then you should definitely talk to Amster Group. All the details are mentioned in the link below, and you can contact them, discuss your case, and they will give you the right option for you to migrate to Canada. And it is very important to choose a right pathway, because getting into a wrong pathway and coming to Canada does not guarantee you a permanent residency. So it all starts from that first step that you take into coming to Canada. And after you come here, making changes can be quite tedious. So I would highly recommend that you hire an agency that is experienced in helping their customers. Amster Group has a lot of branches all over India, also in the Middle East and all over the world. So I would suggest you contact them and see what is the best option for you to come into a country like Canada, whose immigration policies change every day. I hope you find this useful, and thank you Amster Group for sponsoring this video. You have to keep pestering your employee. It's not pestering, it's basically getting an update on what's happening, because with respect to SINP at this point, it's kind of dicey, because they have stopped a lot of the streams, like hard to fill, and they might reopen, they might not reopen. We are not sure about what's going to happen. Yeah, it's closed for first hand information, it's closed. So we need to be sure what stream you're applying, what is the designation your employer has put you for. Like he's saying, in most of the companies here, what I have realized it, they will train you for the entire job, like in the sense, even they will train you for the job of the owner of the company, okay, and then they will see, okay, where can you fit, and based on that, they might just come up with some designation. So what happens is, if you're applying on a student stream, your designation and your job profile should match. It was not the case with hard to fill. I think yours was
Yeah.
hard to fill, right?
Yeah, hard to fill.
So in hard to fill, you could get into any job and you can have any kind of course. Like you could have done like computer science course in his case, and you could have got a job as a dispatcher or a logistics coordinator. But when you don't apply, when you apply in a student stream, that is in my case, I had to have relevant experience, which is relevant to my course. Okay, lot of talking from my end. Okay, so what happened with the first one? What went wrong?
Yeah, same thing. I asked him directly, hey, when are you gonna apply? So one day he just, out of a blue, he told that he can't do it for so and so reason. So reasons were not valid because he was saying I am not fitting into the requirement, the SNP need. But I already knew that my requirements are all done. So that day, yeah, I found that he is just passing on time. He just want me to hold there for longer. Then in like later on time he might apply, but that gonna be so late. I don't want my work permit to expire over there only.
Yeah. So it's all this is linked. Like your work permit, like you had 3 years of work
Yeah.
permit, right? So he had at least had like the 3 years. In my case, it was just 1 year. So I had to like risk it and go for an employer and like keep pestering them to get me that job approval letter. And sometimes what happens is in this such cases, wherein the employer keeps delaying, it can also be like, see, now it's curbed quite a bit, but if you look at last year or the year before that, a lot of employers were actually asking for money. So what happens is they'll keep you on hold. Then when you keep following up, they'll say, okay, so and so, this is the amount I'm looking for, and then they would sell the SINP. I have had friends who went through this experience. Some agree to it, some didn't agree to it. So these were all the things that were happening, and that's the reason why SINP has put a halt to streams like hard to fill and various other streams. Okay, so you left that job after 4 months?
After 4 months, yeah.
Okay, so what was this the only reason he told you, like, so you're not fitting in?
Yeah, that also, and there was like he was saying I will apply after this amount of time. He was saying for like another 7 months. So it's already 4 months, so 7 months. So it approximately a year. So I was like, that's gonna be way long, and I had zero trust in him, zero trust in his wording. So I decided to leave that job.
Okay.
So and in conclusion, it wasted my 4 months over there, 1 month in applications and all, and 1 month at hotel. So 6 to 7 months was just gone like that.
Out of your 3 years, out
yeah.
of 3 years, which is quite risky. Like, if see, the main reason why you go for a 3-year work permit is so that you have time.
Yeah.
And when you lose out on that time, it's quite like when I met him for the first time, we were discussing about this. I was like, oh God, like you lost out on that 6-7 months. Now again, you need to start with an employer and start from scratch. Again, they are going to take around 6 months or how much ever time to apply for your hard to fill. So then, one of my question is, how do you find an SINP job? Like, how did you find the second job?
So the one which initially gave me in PR was through one of the reference of
Okay.
my friend. He introduced me to the owner of the company, and he was looking for a man. So he just casually asked me that if you can come for an interview, one of our employees is leaving, and you can get fit in her role, then you can continue in the job.
Okay.
So I
and
gave
what industry was it?
same
Trucking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I gave the interview, and yeah, he thought I'm a good fit, and yeah, that's how I got my job, which has been
Getting the PR. Okay.
Yeah.
And what was your designation?
Dispatch.
Dispatcher. Okay. So some of the designations that you might find in trucking industry or transport industry is logistics coordinator, dispatcher. It can be safety coordinator, but I don't think all that safety coordinator. I don't think the NOC code actually fits into the student stream. If you have relevant experience, yeah, it might fit in. But these are some of the common ones. I also wanted to ask you, like, since you have other friends here who got SINP, what are the other fields, like other than transport, that
We
is-
can go in any field, doesn't matter your study as well. But if the study is not matching up with the job role, so the basic requirement for SNP is that you need to have at least 1 year experience,
Experience.
complete 1 year experience and with that, doesn't matter which field you studied, which field you are working in, you will be a good fit for
Yeah,
that.
so there are two streams. One is student stream, which I applied in, wherein your course and your job should match. The second one is where you have
Hard to
the
fill.
relevant experience, wherein you have like, yeah, it is hard to fill. There's also one more called, hard to fill is stopped now. There's one more called as, I think, skilled worker experience,
Yeah.
wherein you don't need any course or something. It's mainly for people who come as spouse, or like those people can also apply, wherein you don't, it's not necessarily you need a course, just that you should have worked in that field for like a year.
Yeah, that's the basic requirement.
Yeah, basic requirement is that. Okay, so okay, yours happened through reference. Can you tell me some other industries which might give SINP jobs? Like,
Yeah, that's the basic one is the food court. Now it's getting hard in food court as well. Not that hard, it's still fine.
you mean like restaurants? and all
Yeah,
that?
restaurants all. But still, yeah, court is the first one. Then it goes to any skill trade one.
I think places like
Or-
Loblaw and
yeah.
all those places are giving.
Yeah, there is Loblaw don't give SNP just to at the manager position.
Okay.
Loblaw, Walmart.
I think
they-
even skilled they are giving, because some of my friends had got through Loblaw, like
Yeah.
like I think lumber specialist and those kind of
the
things.
warehouse.
Yeah.
The warehouse. When it comes to the convenience store, Loblaw just provide to the manager position.
Okay.
Same goes with Canadian Tire. Canadian Tire, I'm not sure about, but other stores. So Walmart earlier used to give to the manager's position, but now they have completely stopped it.
Okay.
4 years back. Yeah.
Okay. So, how do you find these jobs? Like, I have found my jobs through Indeed. This SINP job, one of my friend referred me, but the current job I'm on is through Indeed, or it can be through LinkedIn, or
So-
places like that. How do you find an SINP job to be specific? Like, how do you know?
First of all, make a good links. Get to know people. Get socialized. I was not in that thing, but I'll recommend it. Be socialized with other, get to know with other, talk to other people, and get references. Reference is the first basic priority, and I think that's the most important part. If you are not having any reference, then only option left with is going online.
SaaS jobs.
SaaS jobs, yeah, Indeed, anywhere you can
Yeah.
apply it, and then later on in the interview you can ask your employer, and if you find he is giving you a relevant answer, and it's up to what you feel that is going on in market and all. Yeah, if you feel he is giving you a good answer, yeah, you can go with him as well.
Okay.
But basically, you always need to talk to employer about it openly.
Yeah.
Don't always think that, hey, I'll join first. I have some of my friends known who just joined it, and they were working for 6 months or so, and they never asked about SIMP. And when they will ask, the employer will say, hey, we never do this immigration work. How come you are asking now, and how come you know? CIBC is the
Yeah.
best example. So many people went through CIBC, but they never told their employers that we
They're
will
looking
help.
for SIMP.
Yeah, and even CIBC never told that we'll help you with the SNP, but those people were thinking that it's
That
a
they-
big brand,
yeah.
so they will help, but they never told this thing.
What I've felt is there are very few big brands which will actually help with SINP. Like there are some retail outlets that I know who help, but like places like CIBC and all, I don't think so. And one thing I've always found is that whoever is actually looking out for jobs, they have to make sure they ask their employer as of whether they provide SINP or not.
Yeah.
This is very specific to Saskatchewan. It can also apply to places where they provide PNP, but for Saskatchewan, as a general thumb rule, I would say, when you're looking for an SINP job, the first place you can check is SaaS job. The second place is that you have to network with people, because in case you meet me or you meet him and he's like, okay, I'm looking for an SINP job or whatever, we can at least tell you which are the companies you can apply, or so and so person is looking out for a job or things like that. But if you're applying through Indeed or any other platform, when you go for the interview, you can definitely ask your employer whether they're providing SINP. Don't wait until the time you join, or wait until 6 months after joining to actually inquire for such things.
Go for this shot in the interview itself.
Yeah.
Never wait.
Yeah, because there are certain follow-up questions also you need to ask your employer if they're talking about SINP. I've done a separate video on SINP jobs, so please go refer that. We are mainly talking about his experience. So you lost out on 6 months and you got into a SINP employer who gave you the PR. How long did it take? When did you tentatively join them?
I joined in October, 2022, yeah. So, and then I got my SNP in what's 8 to 9 months, yeah, approx 10. Oh, no, not 10, even 11, I'll say.
Okay.
Yeah, 11th month I got my SNP because it was a long delay that time. I don't know about the current situation and current timing of SNP. Yeah, but I got in 11th month. Then I applied for my PR. First of all, I applied by my own. Then I screwed up with some of the documents, and then it came back. They refused it.
Yeah, we'll be talking more about that in the upcoming video, wherein he had a personal journey where he messed up a little with the file. So there are several reasons why I wanted him to do a video with me, because of some of the experiences he went through. Regarding the SINP job, like, how difficult is it? I've heard, and I've also seen firsthand that people really struggle. Like, in a sense, how has been your experience? Was it difficult? Have you seen any first-hand experience from your friends where they had like trouble?
For me, I'll tell you honestly, it was not that tough. It was always piled up. So I lost my first job. Right away after I got second, I lost my second job. Right away got the third one. So thing is, when you will stop, you will never find it. Just keep looking for it, and you will have an intuition that yeah, this one is really good for me. And if you don't find it, and if you have a little bit of doubt, just clear with your owner. And if you think he's ignoring you or just letting the things go, don't waste your time over there. Just go for another option. And if you have, that's why it's important to have a 3 years work permit.
Yeah.
In 1 year work permit, if you will lose first job, then only you will lose so much of precious time.
Yeah. So, like, a lot of people have asked me, how did you risk it by taking a 1 year work permit and working for an employer? The key to is that, you have to shut your mouth at times and do your work, and just do your work and get it done. Because see, if you talk about my personal experience, I have had experience in India and Dubai and various other MNC companies. So working for an SINP job wasn't the easiest of things for me to do, in a sense, especially with respect to the not the job, but the overall atmosphere, or you have to have a mind shift to work for such jobs. It doesn't apply to everybody. In his case, it was quite smooth, but in my case, it was okay. Like, I wouldn't say it was bad. I didn't have any bad experience, but just that the mind to tune to an SINP job is a different ball game altogether, especially for me. So I have seen several experiences wherein my friends are going through a very, very tough time with SINP employers. Thankfully, in my case or his case, it has been good. So be very careful to be upfront with your employer as of what the hell is happening to my file, because sometimes you need to question them. I mean, they are also people who might be doing it for the first time, who might be hiring people for the first time. They might be also clueless about the changing policies in Saskatchewan, because so many things have changed. I remember telling my employer that hard to fill category stopped. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, this is the news, and I have sent him a link saying that today it stopped, because they just stopped it all of a sudden. So even your employer might be a little clueless at times, so keep probing them. That would be the best.
I have a best example of it. So one of my friend used to work for an auto body. So that employer has been in this auto body field for like 30 to 35 years, but he never applied SNP. So the guy was first. He asked if you can help me out on this one, because the employer never told him that I will help you. He was just working there as a full timer. So he thought, yeah, he should help him because he was working excellent over there. So he said, yeah, I'll help him. But the time he started applying for SNP, you need to have your file registered in SNP. So he was puzzled about it. So guy itself, my friend, had a good knowledge about it, SNP. So he instructed the owner how to go about it. So it was a long process for him, and he was also puzzled, the owner. Yeah, so that was the first and last SIMP he applied. Luckily, he got his PR like in quick few seconds because his company was like for there for 35 years and
Okay.
his revenue, profit, and everything was
Yeah.
so high that they could haven't rejected in the SIMP for any following reason. But due to so much of paperwork, the
Even employers will back
the
out.
employer was like, this gonna be my last on it.
Yeah. So it is a challenge for the employer also. We should also think from their perspective at times, especially for employees who's doing it for the first time. I'm sure this auto body person would have been a Canadian, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, he was.
So what I feel is, see, they are not too keen on doing so much of paperwork. They are keen to help you, but you know, for them this is like too much of task for them. So there are a lot of immigrant people who are settled in Canada who are actually doing SIMP, works as an SIMP employer, who has experience in this, and you know, who's been doing it for a long time. And that's the exact reason why you should also be careful, because you know, they tend to twist things here and there, or you know, find a loophole in how they can also benefit out of it. So that's the main reason you need to be careful. The reason why I wanted him to talk is because he had a bad experience with one employer, which most of you might have had or might have in the future, because it's a little more streamlined now after the hard to fill and everything stopped.
Yeah.
The main fraud used to happen in hard to fill category, but it's a lot streamlined now. It's much better. I'm not too glued into what are the current updates, what's happening, but I've heard that SIMP is issuing the nomination letter much faster than before. I think I think the employer takes around 6 months to apply. Then within around 3 to 4 months, you're getting the nomination letter, right?
Even
Faster
weeks,
than that?
weeks,
Yeah, I mean, no, for the job approval letter.
weeks.
Weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's that fast, because obviously, you know, it's a little more streamlined. Unlike 2 or 3 years back, it's a little more streamlined. And after you put your SIMP file with the nomination letter, even then it's a little more faster. So I think we've covered most of it. Is there any kind of topic that we left out in this SIMP journey of yours? Like anything that you need to be careful about?
No, I think that's everything. Like I said, open up to yourself with the employer. Don't wait till the last moment. Don't waste your time. If you think you are being little suspicious, just ask him. And if you are working really hard and they want you to be there, they will also not make any stupid reasons or
Yeah.
anything. They will just tell you straight, or they'll tell you, I'm gonna apply you next month or something like that.
Yeah.
If you are really working hard.
Yeah, because for them also, see, at the end of the day, SIMP employers will squeeze the blood out of you, but at the same time, they want employees who actually give them the output. It's not that, you know, they take so much of effort in paperwork and they make you work for like 6-7 months paying you salary, and you know, they're not going to support people who are not going to contribute to their organization. So it's very important you do your 100%, they will also do it, but at the same time keep probing them, asking them questions as of what is happening to my file, which NOC have they applied for, which stream they have applied for. All these questions have to come from your end. It is not the employer's responsibility to tell you what's happening. So that's all. Thank you so much for all the insight about SIMP. We have one more video coming up. I'm sure he's tired.
No.
We're like drinking on hot chocolate, so we have energy. We did a video on student life, which is already uploaded. Please go and watch it. If you like the video, like, share,
Subscribe.
and comment below. Ask your questions. We'll be more than happy to help you with any enquiries. So that's all for now. Bye bye.
Okay, good.
Let's see.